Hello, welcome to Christmas at IJ's. Now, as the video suggests, we are going to be doing a little bit of home infusion. I am a little bit proud to say this is not my first time on the rodeo. I have always loved infusing my own drinks at home, and I wanted to share a few tips before you get into the recipe. Tip number one, don't use an expensive alcohol to do this. I never have. It really doesn't make sense to do this with a 40-pound vodka, does it? Tip number two, you don't have to wait 6 weeks to make this drink. It can be done in 3 days. I am simply extra. I love to take my time when I'm doing things. And tip number three, the Chaitini recipe at the end is my own creation. I decided I needed to make a cocktail with my infusion. I really like how it tastes. Tastes really good. You get the tea, you get the vermouth, you get everything. Everything is, it's happening. And that little touch of the crystallized ginger, it's got to be done. It just adds another spicy kick to the drink. It makes the drink even a little bit more festive. Oh, one more thing. You don't have to add tea leaves into this chai infusion. I added tea leaves because I'm half Kenyan. To me, chai means tea. Chai is not a flavor. So adding tea leaves to the infusion made absolute sense to me. Make sure to check the description box for both recipes, the Chaitini and the infusion, and definitely check out my Vlogmas playlist. I've had so much fun creating content for this month, and I'm hoping to see a little bit more of you, either in my comment section or through subscribing to my channel. Let's go on then. Let's make this drink.
Finding the right jar is important. It's got to be big so that it's roomy, so that your vodka has enough space to infuse. And of course, it has to be clean. In a pestle and mortar, crush your cardamom pods. Tip them into the jar. Then crush some black peppercorns. Don't make it too fine, just a nice, rough, gentle bash. As you can see, you don't want a fine texture. Just break it apart. Tip that into the jar. Next in, add your cloves, your stick of cinnamon, back to the pestle and mortar. Get your piece of ginger and give it a good bashing. You just want to break it apart, as you can see. Pop that into the jar. And next up, pick your sweetener of choice. Here I'm using jaggery, which can be found in any Asian or ethnic supermarkets. You can use caster sugar, you can use brown sugar, use whatever sugar you want. Then of course pour in the vodka. Close the jar up and put it away for at least a day or so. How long you leave your vodka to infuse depends on how much time you have to play. It took me about 5 weeks to make this batch, but of course, as I had said in the beginning of the video, this can be done in 2 days. As you can see, the vodka has turned into a gorgeous dark amber color. That's from the cloves and the jaggery. Here I decided to take out the ginger, which I will explain in a few moments. Now adding a few tea leaves, about 2 teaspoons. Now I can explain the ginger. I found a spicier ginger root than the one I had added to my vodka. So I decided to take that out and put in the spicier ginger root. I do like things when they're very fiery and hot, and I do like a spicy tea masala. And off the batch goes back into the cupboard for a few more days. This is a few days later, and I am so happy because I remember taking a nice big whiff of that vodka. So happy with how it turned out. It has gone slightly darker due to the tea, the sugar, the spices. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, it smelled divine. Now it's time to take out everything that's in that vodka so that we could actually drink it. I have a two-step strain method when it comes to my homemade liqueurs. I first use a sieve and take out the big chunks, make it really easy for me. And then secondly, I pass the liquid through a filter. This way I ensure that I get absolutely everything, especially if my infusion has small bits, like this has tea leaves, and I will show you in a moment why doing this two-step can really take your homemade infusion to the next level. Now be patient. With the power of editing, I've been able to time lapse this, but this takes a while. I ask you to be patient. And do you see why I pass it through a filter? Do you see what has been left back that passed through the bigger sieve? Intention, folks. If you take time in doing your things, you will get a better result. Perfectly strained, it is now ready to be poured into a glass bottle. Doesn't everything look beautiful in glass bottles? I got mine from IKEA, if you're wondering. And now let's turn it into a present. As I had said, this makes the perfect present for your loved one, somebody you know who loves a little bit of a tipple. This is such a thoughtful gift. I thought I could show you how to make a really quick gift tag. I'm going to leave it blank, but I ask you to do whatever you wish with it. Either write a loving message or a recipe for a cocktail, or also leave it blank. Who knows? Maybe they might actually also pass on that drink to another loved one. This was extremely easy to do. I just took some cardboard paper, some hessian, and cut it into a long strip, making sure that the hessian was bigger than the cardboard. Glued the two together. I then punched a hole into the corner so that I could pass some ribbon through it. And that's about that. Beautiful, easy, simple, breezy. It does the job, doesn't it? And it just screams made of love and made at home. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with a homemade gift, especially in today's time. We're being asked to buy everything. If you have the time, make a few gifts for your loved ones. I promise the efforts will go seen. Now here I am tagging up the gorgeous bottle with my gorgeous tag. Doesn't that look absolutely pretty? a little bit of fluffing just to make sure the bow has sat right. And that's that. Oh, such a pretty thing. I did a thing. I think I did a thing. What do you think? Yes, look at it. I really like it. Now, let's talk about some cocktail recipes. I do not want to leave you hanging. So I've got 2 ways I have been drinking my chai vodka. First way is really simple. In a small glass, fill it up with ice. Be generous. Then add a shot of fresh lemon juice. You can also use lime juice. Followed by a shot of the chai vodka. Give it a good stir and drink. It is just right. The lemon, the sugar, the spices, the heat of vodka, it all works. It's simple and it just does the job. The next cocktail, we're going to build it upon the first cocktail. Add a half a shot of chai vodka, so that would make it a shot and a half. Then add a shot of the dry vermouth. And because your girl does not have any fancy bar equipment, I'm going to be using a jar to shake up my cocktail. Don't forget to check out the description box. The full recipes will be definitely written out for you. Now that my cocktail is nice and shaken, I am going to strain it into a gorgeous cocktail glass. And to add even a little bit more festive, spicy cheer, on a cocktail stick or a toothpick, I am adding a bit of crystallized ginger. And let me tell you, when I tell you this is good, this is good. You know, I'm not expert, but I like it. You know, I've drank my fair share of cocktails on this universe, and I quite like that cocktail. I hope you try everything you've seen in this video. Thank you so much for being here. Wishing you a boozy, delicious, spicy holiday season. My name is Ijeoma, and I'll see you soon.